Hello everybody, this is Toys and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Xtransbots Fury figure, which is of course a third-party take on Runabout, which was this Generation 1 figure here. So it's really nice to have a nice update of this guy. We can do some comparisons with him and funnily enough the Generations version of this figure. Now you will notice he's called Fury, and that is because Xtransbots they have transforming figures, so they're not licensed by Hasbro or Takara. We can also see how he looks compared with the other, of course, battlecharger made by the same company, and of course we'll have a look at many other figures as well to give you an idea of scale and size. Now a couple of things before we get started. I'm going to leave a direct link in the description for you to get one of these yourself from Show Z. Don't forget to use my code TOYSRUS, and also to remind you that if you're not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. So this here, funnily enough, it's a bit of a homage to one of the Marvel comics, which of course was, I suppose, one of the issues that made the two figures Runabout and Runamuck really sort of famous, and that's a lovely little homage to it there. The box itself feels really nice sheen, and yeah, it feels like a quality product. We've got the tech spec on the back, which is of course a good old rip-off of the original Generation 1 figures. Now inside this package comes this, the polystyrene, which is where he is kept, is in a little bag inside there. I've got him out ready, obviously, and we get the instructions, which are really quite detailed, and I think, I could be completely wrong, we'll have a look when I get to the transformation process, that it is a direct just reuse. I'm not too sure. It's looking like it, of the same mold as Fast, but again we can have a look at that in a second. We've got the collector's card that comes with him, so they're calling theirs Fast and Fury, and of course that is instead of Runabout and Runamuck. Now very similar to Fast, this is not black. This, what I mean by that, it's a different color. Now whether or not it's the only way that they can get away with doing it because it's not a licensed product, I'm not too sure. This is really, it's brown. It's like a chocolatey brown, to be honest, and you probably can't see that with the way the light's reflecting on it, but just the same as this isn't white, this is a bit like pearlescent, a bit pink, and this is definitely more brown than it is black. But there's the two of them together. Oh no, they've got to be slightly different. Maybe the transformation process is the same, but yes, they are of course different model cars. That just shows you how much I know about cars, doesn't it? It's good that I can laugh at myself. Anyway, we've got lovely rubber tires, which is great. There's a lot of metal in this, a lot of die cast, because you can really feel the weight, and a lot of it is cold to the touch, so that must be it. Now I'm a fan of translucent plastic. I know that some people aren't. The wheels are, of course, this is like a masterpiece sort of scale figure, so obviously it rolls backwards and forwards, no issue. There is a masterpiece Trailbreaker figure, just to give you an idea of the scale and size. And I've got a couple of other figures here. I think that's classed as sort of like a Voyager class figure, and then funnily enough I've got like a little deluxe class figure here. So yeah, masterpiece sort of scale, and again definitely with it's at that price point for the detail that goes into these. Now whether the transformation process is the same as this, I don't know. If it is slightly overcomplicated, but we'll come to that at a different point. Now it also looks like this weapon will in fact store in there, but it's really difficult. You've got to pull pretty much the whole of the front of the vehicle apart to get it in. So I'm not going to go and push it all the way in, but I'm going to show you guys how it would fit in. So this would fit in the other way around, completely down. That would be inserted in there and it would be tabbed in. Now the reason I know that is A, because of the other one, and B, because funnily enough it does show you that, see right there on the instructions. But it's one of the cases where you can only insert it when you're doing the transformation process, so be aware of that. If you do want to store it in the alternate mode, you've got to pop it in during the transformation process. Now a couple of other things to show you. You can raise the headlights by applying a little bit of pressure there, and you can in fact switch. Now don't ask me why, I've got no idea. It's just an added little touch that they've put on it, so you can have completely, it does say you can spin it 180. Maybe I've gone the wrong way. Now I've got it stuck. Maybe it goes this way. Again, I've just noticed that the instructions, there you go. So you can have smooth, or you can have the ones with lines in. I have to confess, guys, I do not know why that is the case. Anybody who knows, please let me know in the comments. And of course, not only will it help me learn, but it'll also be there for the rest of the viewers as well to learn as well. So as I say, last quick look at this. Oh, of course, I haven't even popped the bonnet. I think it's called a hood in America. In the UK, it is called a bonnet. And am I breaking it? No, I'm not breaking it. I'm going to flatten that down. Now, to be honest, there's nothing to see in there. That's completely different to what you can see inside this one. This one has, if I can get into it again, oh, there you go. I mean, that's got engine detail in, so this one hasn't. I don't know why, but maybe you couldn't. I think the lights on this one were much harder to get to, so there's no detail in there that I can really say is worth showing off to you. This is the same though, where again it confused me with the other figure. You can actually move away this faux window and you can see the seat inside, so this bit covers up there, and again hopefully you can see the fact that this is brown. It is not black at all. Right, let's open up this side because the steering wheel's on it, because again it's American, so that would be the passenger side in the UK. And very quickly then, where have I put him? Oh no, I've put the original in the alternate mode somewhere. There it is. So you can see what's black and what isn't. There you go. There's the original. Compared to this, it's a huge version of it. Right, nothing more to say about this. It is impressive. It does look very good, and it feels really weighty, and I'm excited to see what he looks like in robot mode. So let's have a look at him in his robot mode. Okay then guys, we're back. He's in his robot mode, and yet again unfortunately I'm going to have a moan about third-party companies and some of their figures. And the main reason for this is, well, to be honest, let me show you this. If we show you from this side, he looks fine, everything's no problem whatsoever. But if we show you on this side, it is mistransformed, and the reason for that is I am really scared that I'm going to break him. And to be honest, for obvious reasons, I don't want to break him. And what I mean by that is, if you look here, if I just move the legs out, this part here, which is of course the wheel arch, in fact show you around here, this, if I move the toes out, this moves no problem whatsoever, nice and freely. It would go all the way around there. I'd fold them tires out of the way, and it folds over there. This side here, I mean, it is beyond stiff. It's absolutely ridiculous. It gets to there and it just stops. Now I've applied pressure, I've moved these wheels out of the way of the back, of course, I've turned everything around, I've done everything I can possible. So you see this should now have full clearance to move there. It just won't go. Now maybe it will if I really apply a load of pressure, but to be honest, I'm not really. Well, it gets there, it gets stuck. You can already see there that there's a teeny tiny stress line coming. I don't want to break it, I don't want to snap it. And I know that there's, again, this seems to be quite a sort of common thing with Xtransbots figures. I don't know why they make the transformation process so ridiculous. I know there was loads of the side parts of the Bond James breaking on people. This one I don't really know. I've not seen too much online about this just yet. I tend to get this a lot, well, quite early to be fair, so there's not many reviews, and to be honest I don't really watch them anyway. I am going to have a quick look now though, just to see if anybody else is having the same problem, but I just don't want to break it. And again, I apologize for that fact. So if I turn it this way around, you won't even be able to tell now, to be fair, and it's a shame because it looks good. The transformation, as I said in the other one, it's just super over complicated. I mean, you've got the door all folded up, everything in there. I'm being really negative, and I don't want to be really negative because it's a good figure and it looks great. Let's show you the head sculpt, which again is great. The red eyes on it are fantastic. It will turn around, it will look slightly, yeah, look up and down as well, so it's on a mushroom peg. The shoulders, it is pretty much the same transformation as the other mold. To be fair, it is just a different car. So you can turn the shoulders in that way, you can bring them up that way, you can swivel underneath it, you can bend at the bicep, you can turn the wrist, you can open up the hands. The there's the blaster. This again, I suppose industry standard masterpiece sort of adapter or a thingy to attach into the hand there. it is nice and small though. There's your there's your comparison between the original, and again, hopefully you can really see that this is brown. I know I've said it a few times, but this is definitely brown. It is not black. Right, that's that there. I'm just going to take that out of his hand just in case it starts to focus on it loads. We've obviously got a waist swivel, which is perfect. There is an ab crunch as well, which is fantastic. The hips, these, if you move the skirts, these will enable it to go right out to the side. And this is part of just the whole leg, so it'll all move forward on that ratchet there. It'll go backwards as well. You've got a swivel. No, you haven't. You should have. No, you definitely haven't, actually. I don't want to break that. You've got a knee bend, and of course you've got, when it's transformed properly, full ankle tilt, rock, toe tilt, whatever. You've got loads of movement there. But again, for this side, I'm just not risking breaking it. It's a really bad state of affairs, obviously. I just don't want to do it because, yeah, for obvious reason. I'm sure you can appreciate why I don't want to do it. There is a Masterpiece Soundwave, so you can't even see him. Wow, so it is quite a bit smaller than this particular figure. But yeah, so again, not official, but they are supposed to all scale pretty well. He's about the same size. He's a little bit bigger. It looks like they're all at sea because he's on the slant. He's obviously a little bit bigger. Let me do that. That should balance him out. There we go. Than a Voyager class figure, but you know, please don't think that I'm trying to compare these in value. As I say, these are all metal, die cast, etc. Much more complex transformation process, etc. Just a completely different league. There's another Voyager class figure, but obviously, as I say, all plastic. This is just to give you an idea of size. It's not to scale the figures. It's just to show you how big he is, depending on which toys you collect. So we've got some new age figures there. There's a core class standard. This is an Iron Factory. I've got a Magic Square here as well. So obviously, as I said, they won't scale. It's just to give you an idea. If you're thinking of moving from Legends onto Masterpiece or vice versa, you've got an idea of how much shelf space they're going to take up. A few other figures just to give you an idea. Generation 1 Prime with a Generation 1 Bumblebee. And to be honest, not much more to show you. I suppose I could bring up another deluxe. We've seen some Voyagers, but there's a deluxe class figure. So yeah, much bigger, but not as big as your leader class figures. I've got one leader class figure, if I could just reach carefully around here. And yeah, quite a bit bigger, to be fair. You can't tell on the camera, but it's a good inch or so taller. To be honest, not much more to say about it now. I'm sure if your mold is fine, and this one could absolutely be fine, you know, I might really need to apply a load of pressure with it, but for obvious reasons, I'm not really I don't want to risk it. If your mold is fine, it is a good mold, it stands well, it looks really good. The only thing that confused me from day dot, and even including this particular one that I'm now too scared to transform again, is the fact that they are not white and black. They are pearlescent pinky, or whatever you want to call it, and brown. But that's all I'm going to say about these. It's you know, it's definitely filling the gap for people, because there isn't any official Hasbro or Takara battle chargers just yet. So hopefully, as I say, you've got a better copy than me, and hopefully, as I say, if you do get him, you enjoy him, because he is a good figure. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Take care.